application will be called after that item is complete. Any applications that were not heard by that time will be rescheduled to the earliest available date, which will be announced on the record if possible. The meeting of the Central Planning Board will now come to order. Madam Secretary, roll call.
Commissioner Baez,
Present.
Commissioner Jordan, we have is absent. Commissioner Purdy, we have is absent. Commissioner Timmons, we have is absent. Commissioner Scott Roundtree,
Yes, I'm present.
thank you. Commissioner De Silva,
Present.
Commissioner James, we have is absent. Commissioner Austin,
Here.
Co-Chair Richard,
Here.
Chair Richardson.
Here.
We have a quorum, Chair.
Okay, let's get started with, we have two adjournments. First one is CPB 24-13, which is 154-162 Bloomfield Avenue. The applicant's available or their representative.
So I do not see the attorney. If you're from Mr. Sapio's office, can you raise your hand? I don't see anyone, so we can skip it for now, Chair.
All right, let's go to second adjournment, which is CPB 25-08, which is 350 Bloomfield Avenue. And Ms. Perez.
Good evening.
Yes, the floor is yours.
Great, thank you. Jennifer Carrillo Perez of Connell Foley on behalf of Gold Dome Investments LLC. We are requesting an adjournment from the hearing this evening. We are just conferring with the building department on a few items, given that this is a pre-existing building, and just want to make some minor revisions. So we need some additional time to address that. And of course, if there will be revisions, we will submit them in a timely fashion to the board secretary.
Okay, how much time do you think you need? Oh, Madam Secretary, when is the next available meeting?
January 26, 2026.
January 26th.
And that's ample time. That's ample.
Yeah. Sure, okay. And you preserve your notice?
We do. We'd like to preserve our notice, please.
All right.
So we will waive the statutory time period through, February 29th, 28th.
Questions or comments?
Thank you.
Here none. Any questions or comments from the public?
Yes, we actually do.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, Ms.
And
Torres,
to-
if you could come off of mute and turn your camera on so you can be sworn in.
Good evening, Ms. Torres. You have to unmute yourself. Great, thank you. Do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this board shall be truthful? Okay, you're still muted.
Let's say something.
Hello?
There you
Okay.
go. We can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yes,
Okay, please state your name and address for the record.
Norma Torres, 543 North 5th Street, North.
Yes, ma'am. So the question is about this, it's an adjournment, so.
Yes, this is the second second adjournment on this matter.
Yep.
And being that it's not going to be heard, I understood until January the 26th.
Correct.
I would ask that notice be sent again to the owners in the area because it's way out.
Fine. We would agree to do, Mr. Chair Richardson, what we can do is we will agree to send out the mailing, the notices, regular mail. Just the regular mail.
Okay, that way everybody within the 200 feet will get it.
Yes, so we will just send the new hearing details, the meeting details via regular mail for the January 26th. We're willing to do that.
Okay, Ms. Torres?
Yes, may I have the date again one more time?
January 26th.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Carrillo Perez. Have a good
course.
evening.
Thanks.
Okay. Madam Secretary, any other persons wishing to speak?
Seeing none at this time, Chair.
In that case, I need a motion.
We're adjourned.
On an
Pardon me?
adjournment. Yeah, we're just doing an adjournment.
Just an adjournment, yeah. Okay.
Adjourned, Chair.
Who was that? I didn't catch that.
I did, Bayens.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Let's move to, oh, you might as well stay here. The next item is yours as well, correct?
Correct.
CPB 19-53, 1010-1014, and 1016-1018 Broad Street.
Correct.
Okay.
So, good evening, Jen Carrillo Perez again from Conofole on behalf of 1010 Broad Urban Renewal LLC. That is CPB 19-53. This application was previously approved by this board. You had granted preliminary and final site plan approval for the construction of a new 5-story mixed-use building at the property. We are working on financing and compliance and are requesting an extension to allow that. As you know, there's been issues with the cost of construction and financing, and so the applicant is just asking for additional time to allow that process to take place so that they can proceed then with building permits.
Commissioners, questions or comments? Hearing none.
Chair, I had a question.
Oh, Chair, Richard.
All right, so thank you, Chair. I see that this application was originally approved in 2019. What's the guidance? How long can we go out with extensions?
I'll defer to Mr. Beck to give that. Who's muted?
Or Ms.
No,
Groove?
First of all, it was the original 3 years, and then you're allowed to get 3 additional 1 years.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
So that puts us through to the memorializing resolution. So that's 6 years from 2019. So that puts us to November of this year for them to go and submit permits. We're asking for an additional 1 year.
So this would be the last.
Correct. This would be it.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for your question. Commissioners, any other questions, comments? Seeing none, any questions or comments from the board, from the public?
Seeing none at this time, Chair.
In that case, I need a motion.
Motion to approve the extension for 1 year.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by De Silva, moved by Co-Chair Richard, second by De Silva. Roll call, Madam
It's
Secretary.
That
second
was
by
Commissioner
Austin.
Austin.
Austin, oh, I am sorry.
That's okay.
Commissioner Bias? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yes, I say yes.
Thank you. Commissioner De Silva?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree?
Yes.
Commissioner Austin?
Yes.
Co-Chair Richard?
Yes.
Chair Richardson?
Yes, your extension has been approved. Good luck. Now let's move to CPB 20-48, which is 34 and 36-40 Clinton Street. Ms. Perez, you're muted.
Apologize for that. Thank you. Jennifer Carrillo Perez on behalf of 34 Clinton LLC and 40 Clinton LLC. This applicant secured approvals from this board, which were memorialized December 21st of 2020. They were able to get some extensions. They are working on, I believe, an issue as it relates to some compliance issues. We are requesting an extension. Statutorily, they have until it's 2020. It's 3 years, so it'd be 2023, and then we're asking through December of 2026, which is within that 3-year allowable time for extensions. So we're asking for a 1-year extension that would allow us through December of 2026.
Commissioners, questions or comments? Hearing none. Any questions or comments from the public?
Seeing none at this time, Chair.
In that case, I need a motion.
Moving the chair.
Moved by Commissioner Baez,
Seconded?
second by De Silva. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Commissioner Austin,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree, Commissioner Scott Roundtree. I will come back. Commissioner Baez,
Yes.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree.
Yes. I can't
Co-chair
get
with-
my screen on. Yes, darling. Yes, yes, yes.
Commissioner I'm sorry, Co-chair Witcher,
Yes.
Chair Richardson.
Yes, your extension has been approved. Good luck.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Let's move to CBB 25-59, which is 312-314 South 19th Street. Ms. Moore.
Is that another extension? I'm sorry, is this another extension, Chair? Let me,
No, this is a regular.
my bad, I see, I look at it, thank you.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board. My name is Marcia Moore from the law firm of Post Pollock on behalf of the applicant, SG Global Enterprise LLC. So this is an application for a minor subdivision to subdivide an existing lot as identified as block 1793, lot 48 into two conforming lots. The lot is 5,000 square feet, and we're proposing to do two lots consisting of 2,500 square feet, which would be conforming at 25 feet with by 100. So we're not proposing any construction at this time. It's just a minor subdivision application. And the property is in R2.
Commissioners, questions or comments? Hearing none. Any questions or comments from the public?
Seeing none at this time.
I get a move.
Moving subdivision.
Moved by Commissioner Baez. Is there a second?
Seconded?
Second by De Silva. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Commissioner Baez,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree. I will come back. Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner Austin,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree.
Absent.
Co-chair Richard,
Yes.
Chair Richardson.
Yes. Your subdivision has been approved.
Thank you.
Let's go to CPB 25-60, 51-89 Central Avenue. Ms. Moore.
And again, good afternoon, Marcia Moore on behalf of the applicant NMA owners, Urban Renewal LLC. So this is also an application for a minor subdivision. As some of you may recall, in 2021, we appeared before this board. This is part of the Newark Art Museum. And we have an existing lot that's already been merged. It was previously 15 lots. It is now identified as Block 34, Lot 1. We're seeking to subdivide really for title purposes. The properties under construction, the resulting subdivision will create two lots with a small sliver 1.02 for an alleyway. So we're not proposing any construction. The construction's already started for the art museum, and the resulting lots is really just to adjust some title defects, about 1,200 square feet for an alleyway. I do have the surveyor on this one if you want to kind of see what the subdivision results, but it's a minor subdivision for the two lots.
Please let us, take a look at
Okay.
that.
Board, if you can, Mr. Prenesti should be in.
Scroll past this, your Medicare grocery card.
And the attendees, do you see him? I do not. Yes, he is. Mike Prenesti.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this board shall be truthful?
I do.
Thank you. Please state your name and affiliation to this application.
My name is Michael Pronesti. I'm the land surveyor from Pronesti Surveying.
And Mr. Bernesti, just your license is still current. You've testified before this board, correct?
Yes, yes.
Now you're accepted by the board. Please continue.
So Mike, if you can just share your screen, we've indicated that this is a minor subdivision of block 34, lot 1. The property's under construction. The resultant subdivision will create 2 lots. If you can just walk them through.
I can. Are you able to see the screen?
If you zoom out a little bit, just so we can.
Can you see that? That's the existing conditions of the survey. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
So existing conditions, the piece of property that we're discussing, if you see my hand up here in the left-hand corner, it goes along this wall. It comes down to this parking lot area. This is the existing alley. It went all the way through to Central Avenue. It continues to the east out to Washington, wraps down to Central Avenue, and it takes the entire frontage of Central Avenue within this block. So what we're doing is combining all these small lots that existed into one large lot and then subdividing that. And the subdivision, the pieces of property that are remaining will be this entire piece where you see these 2 proposed buildings that are currently under construction. And then the remainder of this small alley here will be going to the museum. So the contractor will own this large piece here, and the museum will own this strip.
So
And
that small piece, Mike, is roughly about 1,200 square feet. That is not being proposed for any building or improvements. It's just will be conveyed to the museum. Is that correct?
correct, it's 1,298 square feet.
And then the resulting lot that we're talking about, 1.01, that will be contain those 2 existing buildings that are under construction.
That's correct, and that's 64,232 square feet.
And you've also received some comments from Joe Fox, which have conditionally approved the minor subdivision. Is that correct?
Yep, and they've been addressed already.
Chair, that's the extent of our presentation. Open for any questions.
Yeah, you can stop sharing. Commissioners, questions or comments? I have one. So, Co-Chair, you have a question? Okay, so the museum no longer owns any of this? I thought it was a museum project. So I heard you say the developer.
So it's in conjunction with the museum, but the title is not, it's under, and the urban renewal entities, MA own earners urban renewal. The museum is a partner, but the title has already been transferred. Closing has already occurred. It's just to clean up the title.
So what kind of partner? So what's the percentage that the museum?
I'm not the real estate attorney, so it is a museum. There would be, as far as the chair, what we approved back in 2000 has not changed. So the art project, the gallery, that is all intended, that's under construction, but the title.
You said in 2000?
2001, I believe, 2001.
I think any of us was around.
You were chair, we've known each other a long time, chair.
No wonder it went up so fast, right?
I may seem like, I realized it's been 25 years since I've been coming here, so.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Any questions or comments, board? Hearing none. Any questions or comments from the public?
Seeing none at this time, Chair.
In that case, I need a motion.
Motion to approve the subdivision.
Moved by Co-Chair Witcher.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Austin. I got it right this time. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
So Commissioner Baez,
Yes.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree,
Absent.
so the only problem with that is, and I just realized this for the last vote, we need 5.
Oh, where we at?
4.
She's on the call.
Yeah, but she got to speak up.
Okay,
No, we got 5.
we got 5.
Yeah,
Now,
she would make 6. We have 5.
Okay,
Oh, we have
Commissioner
5.
Austin, I'll mark her as absent. Commissioner
Yes.
Austin,
here she is.
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree,
You're muted. You're muted. Keep going.
Co-Chair Witcher,
Yes.
Chair Richardson.
Yes, that should be 5, right?
Yes.
All right.
All right, Commissioner Roundtree, chair is going to step away, so we're going to need you to
Stay on.
stay on.
All right. Y'all have a good night, and yeah, hope things work out tomorrow. Have a good evening.
Have a great
Have a good evening,
Good
everyone. Thank
evening.
you.
All right. The next application is CPB 25-45. The address is 324 through 326 North 12th Street. The attorney is Mr. Velozzi, who's on. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Chairman. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Good, good. Good evening, everyone. Noemu Velozzi. I'm the application CPB 25-45 for the property at 324-326 North 12th Street. We are seeking a minor subdivision. If you'll allow me to share my screen. So what we have here is a 55 by 100 piece of property. And this side, which is on the corner of Second Ave, is going to stay. It's a 2.5 frame building, and it's got a 2-car garage in the back. And we're looking to subdivide the other parcel, which will give us a conforming 25 by 100 lot. I don't know what my client is going to build in the future, but it is an R2 zone. Obviously, they'll have to comply with anything that fits within the R2. Otherwise, they will need to come back to this board for other approvals. That basically completes my application.
All right, commissioners, anyone have any questions? All right, seeing no questions from any of the commissioners, if there are any members of the public that have any questions, please press *9 or raise your hand.
Seeing none at this time, Madam Chair.
All right, given no questions from the commissioners or the public, I would like for someone to present the motion. Regarding this minor subdivision.
Yeah, I make a motion.
We need a second.
Second.
All right, so the motion is presented by Commissioner Baez and seconded by Commissioner Austin. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner De Silva,
Yes.
Commissioner Baez,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree. I will come back. Commissioner Austin,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree. I'm going to pause to give her a call.
All right, so we're going to take a pause in the meeting so that we can make this call.
Recording stopped. Recording in
I
progress.
mean, I'm on two different phones. Please forgive me. And I just got back in my car. I was trying to click on. I do apologize, and it is a yes.
Thank you. Madam Chair?
Yes, so that your application for subdivision has been approved. Thank you so very much and have a wonderful evening.
Likewise, Madam Chair. Thank you, everyone.
All right, so the last application we have is CPB 25-55. This is 51 through 59 16th Avenue. Block 295, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31, directly across the street from the movie theater parking lot. Good evening, Mr. Rubin.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Michael Rubin. I represent the applicant Empire Risk Properties LLC with respect to application number CPB 25-55. Property is located at 5159 16th Avenue, Block 295, lots 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. It is located in the C2 Community Commercial District. Applicant proposes to develop what is now vacant property with a 5-story mixed-use building with 38 residential units, 14 parking spaces, and 660 square feet of commercial space. The use is permitted in the zone. Applicant is seeking preliminary and final site plan approval and multiple C variances waivers. We have 3 witnesses: Mark Bess, architect; John Manilio, engineer; and Paul Rickey, planner. Unless the board has any questions, we're prepared to proceed.
Beautiful. Do you know which professional you want to see first?
Mark Bess.
Do we see him?
Yes, he should be joining now.
Okay.
Here we go.
Good evening, Mr. Bess.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Best. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be truthful?
I do.
Thank you. Please state your name and affiliation to this application.
My name is Mark. Last name is Bess, B-E-S-S. I'm with Blackberry Studios. We are the architectural firm that put together the plans for this application.
Mr. Bess, you're accepted by the board. You don't have to go through the other pronouncements.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Mr. Bess, could you please describe the site with respect to the proposed development, and please talk about the project in the context of the zoning that exists?
Certainly. Can I share my screen? Here we go. Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
We can.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Will. So what we have for this project is a new 5-story mixed-use building, which features a commercial space on the ground floor with amenity spaces as well, with a main entry and a parking garage. And then the upper floors each have, are finished with a variety of different dwelling units, as we've indicated on our drawing set. So we have a variety of 1 and 2 bedroom units primarily, and I'm going to walk you through the floor plans so that you can get a better understanding of how those units are organized and laid out. But there's a total of 32 units in the building, and there's approximately 8 units per floor. On this elevation, you'll see our rendering. We have made some modifications to this rendering in order to comply with the commentaries that were issued by the city, by the planner, and I'll articulate those and by the end of this presentation, I'll have the exhibits to share with everybody. So let's start with the floor plans. On the ground level, we have 16th Avenue at the bottom of the page, and the main entry for the building is through a lobby area, which is denoted here in yellow. The lobby has a door that leads to the mailroom, the exit stair. There's a elevator that serves all floors of the building. There's a separate door for the amenities space and another door that takes you into or from the parking area. Additionally, on the ground floor, there's a door from the adjacent street, which has an entry and exit to the parking area, as well as a direct exit from the fire stair to the sidewalk to the public way. And then there's a separate door for mechanical equipment, etc. In the ground floor area, we have the parking zone. In the back is our garbage and recycling. We also have entrances, doors, I should say, for trash collection. This is where the trash chute brings trash down into the ground floor of the building, utility space, etc. We will also, you'll see in this drawing, there is a separate entrance for the commercial space, which is about 680 square feet. One of the comments was about drop off and pick up and things of that sort for the commercial space. And quite frankly, we feel that as a 680 square foot space, we're not going to have any real type of, unloading and loading. It's a very small space. Any kind of vehicle that comes in can pull off to the side street here. This is a corner lot. Drop and run out. But if need be, there could be a separate door if need be on the side street. All of the refuse will be taken to the recycling area and then taken out by private hauler at the appropriate times to remove trash from the building. I'm going to move on to the second through fifth floor plan, which is the same throughout. Each floor is basically the same. So when you come up the building through the elevator, you come into a common corridor, which runs the full length of the building. From the common corridor, you will then enter into each of the apartment units. At the end of the corridor is a janitor's closet on one end and an exit stair at the other end. Here's our second means of egress here. Again, this one, stair B, takes you directly down to a direct exit outside. And stair A takes you into the previously aforementioned parking area, which then you can exit through the ground floor, I should say, not to the parking area, exit through the lobby to get out of the building in case of an emergency situation. So starting at, there's a variety, even though the units are the same on each floor, there is kind of a little bit of a variety here due to the configuration of the building. Typical one-bedroom unit, though, you would enter. We have what we carved out as a small space. We're characterizing that as an office, full bathroom, pantry, closet, open kitchen layout, dining area, utilities. Each unit will have its own separate HVAC, controls, hot water heater in this location, bedroom and living room. These one-bedroom apartments range around from the 900 to 926, 900, give or take, square footage. This particular one-bedroom in the front of the building, a little bit smaller, 770 and 776 square feet. but has the same configuration more or less. This smaller one does not have the office space. The office space is a flex space. It cannot be considered a bedroom because there are no windows, but it can be used as an office. It could be used as storage, and that's how we've laid out the one-bedroom units. Moving up to take a look at the two-bedroom units. One two-bedroom unit is located. The two-bedroom unit is located at the corners of the building primarily, with the one bedrooms kind of toward the interior. On the two-bedroom side, this unit is almost 1,100 square feet. It features a primary bedroom with their own ensuite bathroom, walk-in closets, an additional bedroom. Again, the swing space, the office space, the flex space, with a full laundry, all the utilities are all here. A separate secondary bathroom that can be used for any visitors or anyone else, and an open dining, kitchen, and living configuration, closets off to the side. This particular two-bedroom, again, is a little bit smaller. It's 1,047 square feet, but has the same general configuration with the primary bedroom, bath, and dining, walk-in closets, etc. In that unit. This unit kind of mirrors it: walk-in closets, bedroom, primary bedroom, main bedroom, I should say, bath, bathroom, office, a little bit of a more generous swing space in this particular unit. And then the largest of the two bedrooms is at this back corner of the building, which is coming in at about 1,200 square feet, which features a large open area. Again, this kind of swing space office, which is up in the front. All the same type of hot water heater, AC, main bedroom, main bath, and secondary bath. So this layout is common through all floors of the building. This building also features a roof deck that all tenants have access to. As a result, the elevator is brought up to the roof deck with a hallway and an exit stair. Some additional storage space with an additional janitor's closet so they can maintain this outdoor deck. It's fenced off from the rest of the roof structure, and all of the rooftop, all these units for the air conditioning condensing units are located at the roof. The roof has parapet walls around the perimeter and is fenced or is protected with a railing system that goes between the parapet walls on all elevations of the building. Okay. We're going to transition for a moment to what I would like to categorize as Exhibit A, which shows some of the changes that we made. These changes, for the most part, well, they all reflect commentary that was submitted to us by the board planner, and most of those changes are reflected on the building elevation. The plan itself hasn't particularly changed at all, but the exhibit that I'm going to share with you now is going to discuss the elevations, which is where a lot of the changes were made. Can everyone see this screen right now? I just switched drawings. I want to make sure that you can read it properly. Do you see the elevation?
Could you just give us a date on this one so that it can be distinguished from the one you gave us previously?
Yeah, it's dated today, 11/3.
Okay,
this
great.
is dated today,
Thank you.
11/3.
So can we mark it as an exhibit, gentlemen?
Yes, A1.
Yes.
Yeah, here it is in the bottom corner.
Okay.
11/3/2025. I'm sorry, this bounced away. So one of the elements that we discussed, I'm going to go to the elevations here, is, well, I wanted to back up here. this elevation, even though it still shows the Empire on the front of the building, we removed it. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear what our intention was, and I'm sorry for that, is to have it. This is going to be the front of the building signage, Empire 51-59, and it will occur on this elevation. My graphic wasn't able to get it on here, but it'll occur right here. It'll say Empire 51-59. I can make that change and modify this amendment, this exhibit accordingly. So we no longer have this illuminated sign here. And the reason for that change is that the ordinance requires only 2 signs, and we will have an additional sign for the future tenant. We don't know who that commercial tenant is going to be at this time. So we reserve the second sign to be for the commercial tenant, and the first sign to just be the building sign. So we hopefully will have removed the signage variance request. Our signs will meet within the required 50-foot maximum size. Our front elevation is very large, and the percentage would exceed 50. So the 50 would be the maximum that we could have for our sign. And I think this shows or demonstrates that. So we're going to have this sign at 50 square feet, and the commercial sign would be approximately 40 square feet. Again, falling within the requirement for the signage, requirement for the to meet with your requirements for the zoning. Additionally, there was the question about the colors that the planner had brought up, and it was specifically related to colors that one color that was not shown on the rear non-street facing elevation. So we made that adjustment as well. So one of the changes is that we now have this winter white on the front and what we call whippet gray here. And we tried to lighten the image so that it reads as a lighter color, keeping the other colors the same. And on the rear or non-street facing elevations, we went ahead and updated the coloration and have put the lighter gray color in the middle of the rear left side elevation and right side elevation. So these colors are now consistent across the project. So I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention, and the darker color being in the center, and kind of the lighter color on the back rear elevation. Let me again go to that for you here, right in here. This was one of the questions that we had about this one. So this is the white color. This winter white now appears on the rear elevation in the center, which was not identified in our first presentation. There was no color associated with that. And the consulting planner picked that up, and we made that adjustment. We also adjusted the transparency calculations, which was another comment that was picked up from the planner's review. So I'd like to kind of go through that quickly, starting with the front elevation. Let me just move this over and zoom in. So on the front elevation, the requirement is 40%. This front elevation is 6,080 square feet. 40% would be 2,736. We fall short of that. We actually provide 34% for the primary facade elevation. So we still do not comply, but we did get a little bit closer than what we had because we changed our garage door and added some transparency to the garage door. We can't, in all honesty, make a fully glass on this main street here, but we did add a glazed garage door, which we had specified and picked out. So on the ground level, we require 60% transparency. The ground level is at 1530, which would be at 918, and we're very close. We're at 53%, which helps us. Again, this is glazed quite a bit in this area, but we do not hit the full 60% that's required. I'm going to go to the rear elevation because the overall building square footage is the same on the rear as it is in the front. On the rear, because it's a non-street facing facade, I believe we are required to have 20%, which would be 1,368 square feet, and we're at 27%. So on the rear elevation, we do meet the transparency requirement for the city zoning ordinance. And part of that on the rear and also the side elevations, we have vents, which are transparent. We count that as transparency because there's no solid wall in there. That's a vent for the garage to allow for natural ventilation of the garage space. So that certainly helps us meet some of that requirement as well. On the side elevations, 20% of a 5,100 square foot gives us 1020. We're at 18%. We do not comply. That's a typo there. It should say no. And then on the other side, there is 51, same thing, 1020, and we're at 11%. We do not comply. So on the 3 of the 4 elevations, we're still seeking approval, but we are relatively close to those transparency requirements. There was also a comment from the planner's report about the parking area. And, you know, in reading the ordinance, it describes this on-grade parking as structured parking. And I think it's described as structured parking because there's no air above it. So it's considered structured parking. And so the ordinance basically says that we have to have a primary pedestrian entrance and exit way facing a public street located at the sidewalk. The primary entrance for the parking is through the lobby, quite frankly. And you go through the lobby, you could go into the parking area. You come down from your apartment, you come into the lobby, you go to the parking area. You don't go outside to a street to walk into the parking area. But we do have a door that takes you to a street, to a sidewalk from the side, if that's the way that someone intends on using the space. But generally, anybody who enters into the building will go through the parking area into the lobby. And if you're going from the building outside and you want to get to your car, you go through the lobby into the parking area. So that's our response to that particular commentary. Additionally, the building height itself was brought up from the planner's report, and the building height is certainly. I'm going to go to my one of my elevations here. The top of the roof of the building is at 50. What's the page? I'm sorry. Here we go. The top of the roof of the building is at 58 feet. We do have a parapet, and the ordinance allows for 60 feet plus a 10-foot delta max for any parapet walls and bulkheads. So that would be 70 feet maximum. We're at 71 feet and 8 inches. So we're about 19 inches over the maximum. There's not too much I can do about that at this point. I mean, we're looking at this in terms of the elevator that takes residents to the roof, and the override for the elevator with a hoist beam puts us at that 71-foot elevation. The only way around it is to drop things, and I don't know if that's really doable at this point. I think that would be a very challenging hoop to jump through at this point. So we are seeking relief for the 1 foot and 8 inches that this building is in terms of its height. Also, I want to make sure that we're clear that everything is screened. We have this railing that goes across, and we have a significant parapet wall from the top of roof. You know, it's over 4 feet high. The entire roof perimeter is screened because there was a question about the HVAC units and being screened. So I wanted to make sure that was covered. And finally, there was testimony that was required about the amenity space and who's going to be using the amenity space, etc. And the amenity space is dedicated to building residents only. So folks from the outside are not going to be using this amenity space. A building resident would come down the elevator and use their fob or their key card to gain access to the amenity space. So that's, I believe, addresses all, if not most, of the commentaries that came from the planner. And that concludes my testimony at this time.
I have a couple more questions, Mr. Betts. First of all, there are affordable units in this project, correct?
Yes.
Could you just describe how many there are and their location within the building?
There's going to be the ordinance of the city of Newark designates, I believe it's 20% of the building to be affordable. So what I don't have them labeled on the drawing as of yet because all the units are the same, 1s and 2 bedrooms. So we're complying with the actual mix. So we'll have 20% of 1s and 20% of the 2s. So we have a equivalent mix of 1s and 2s that meet the affordability criteria.
Okay, and I just want to make a correction. You indicated that this was a corner lot on the east side. In fact, there's a building and a lot between this property and Camden Street. What is on the east side, in fact, is a 5-foot sidewalk. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. I stand corrected on that. Yes, yes.
And that explains why you have a 5-foot setback on that side in order to provide the means of ingress and egress to the doorways that are along that side. Isn't that correct?
Yes, I stand corrected. We did that because there was a 0 lot line requirement. We pulled the building back on the east side, and that allows for the egress. It also allows for us to have windows along all 4 sides of this building.
And so that's why you pulled it back on the west side as well, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. I have no further questions for this witness.
Can we reclaim the screen, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Certainly.
All right, I see Mr. Traficante and Ms. Gruel's hands are raised. I'm going to go with the lady first. Ms. Gruel.
Thank you. I just want to
Ms. Gruel, I just need to swear you. No, no problem. No problem. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this board shall be truthful?
I do.
Thank you. Please state your name and your affiliation.
Yes, Susan Gruel, the consulting planner for the board.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to clarify a couple of things. You will comply with the inclusionary zoning ordinance. I just want to let you know that there are 3-bedroom units that are required as well. So that will be necessary to address. Now, are you the one that would handle the lighting plan that would address?
No, that would be the engineer.
Mr. Bess? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. The lighting and the landscaping would be?
The engineer.
The engineer. Thank you very much. And so you are complying with all of our comments, from what I understand, through your testimony and through revised plans, Mr. Bess, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Gruel.
Thank you, Vice Chair.
All right, Mr. Traficante.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. Do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give this board shall be truthful?
I do.
Please state your name and briefly your affiliation with this application.
My name is Charles Trafficante. I am a principal engineer and a professional engineer. I am the employment of the City of Newark Department of Engineering. My license is active and in good standing.
All right, Mr. Trafficante, please list your questions, concerns.
Thank you. Mr. Best, good evening.
Hello.
Couple questions. I don't know if you want to pull up your floor plan, your ground floor plan. What you show on there raises a question, and it'd be easier to ask if you show, I guess, the floor plan, ground floor, with the parking garage. Yeah. That one handicap space you got, I believe that has to be van accessible. So that means it's either got to be 8 and 8 or 11 and 5. That looks like an 8 and 5 space. Is that correct?
We have,
I think the engineering
two.
plans will indicate a different layout for those ADA spaces, and we can wait for that for Mr. Manilio to explain that.
All right.
I didn't
I'll say
number them or identify them. I didn't even talk about the parking because I think John's going to handle that.
All right. Two more questions, Mr. Best. I believe, right, all the apartments are supposed to be handicap accessible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So that means those laundry rooms you're proposing, does that mean they'll have side-by-side washers and dryers rather than stackable in case somebody who is handicapped in a wheelchair, on a walker, or standing on prosthetic legs can get access?
So we have, we're going to show either whatever appliances that are going to go in this building will be accessible. So whether it's a dishwasher, a range, or a washer dryer, it will be ADA accessible. It'll be specified as such, and it'll be labeled as such.
All right, then. And then the last question I had was, does your floor plans propose any balconies or canopies that project into public right-of-way for 16th Avenue?
There's no balconies or canopies that project beyond the property line. None.
All right.
Sir.
All right. No further questions. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trafficante. Can we have this screen back, please?
Oh.
All right. Mr. Rubin, Mr. Best, does this complete your testimony?
Oh, yeah, yes, it does, ma'am.
But before I let you go, I see that Commissioner Baez has his hand up.
Commissioner Baez has his hand up.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I just have a question. I believe that's to Mr. Best. I believe you're going to comply to every comment in the audience, right? But that you're going to comply with 3-bedroom apartment in there because it's really in need in our great city. And I believe we need 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, I believe that our owner would be more than amenable to including some 3 bedrooms, excuse me, into this project in order to comply with the ordinance, which requires 3-bedroom units, sir.
Okay. I appreciate that because a 3-bedroom, not many people, every development can build 1 and 2-bedroom apartment, but we have to understand that we have a big family in our great city that's really in need 3-bedroom apartment. Appreciate that, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Okay, Mr. Rubin's your next professional.
Yes, John Malilio.
Good evening, Ms. Manilio. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this board shall be truthful?
I do.
Thank you. Please state your name and your affiliation to this application.
Sure. Giovanni Manilio with Mantera Design, civil engineer for the project.
Mr. Manilio, is your license current and in good standing?
It is.
Oh, you're accepted by the board.
Thank you.
Mr. Manilio, were you retained by the applicant to do the engineering design for this project?
That is correct.
Would you please describe first the existing conditions and then the proposed conditions?
Sure. So I just want to share my screen real quick. Just let me know when everybody can see my screen. I have 2 exhibits for tonight. First was entitled 5159 16th Avenue Aerial Exhibit. It's an aerial of the general vicinity with the property highlighted in yellow in the middle. So as mentioned earlier, this property is known as Block 295, lots 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31, located in the C2 zone. The project site consists of 5 lots that will be merged, and all the lots are between 2,300 and 2,500 square feet, with a total lot area of 12,228 square feet, or 0.281 acres. As you can see as I zoom in, the site is almost rectangular, but it is irregular. It does have a small indentation on the northeast corner of the property. Currently, the property is vacant. There are a couple trees in the rear and a soil stockpile that's pretty much where my cursor is. Along the frontage, there are sidewalks and curbing, which will be replaced as part of this development. Additionally, on the eastern portion of the frontage, there is a bus stop that will remain, and that's not being changed as part of the application. Additionally, there is one no parking sign that's right where my cursor is right now. That's for the street sweeping, and that will be relocated approximately 10 to 15 feet to the east. I did do a review of the historic aerials of this property, and it looks like it was developed at one point with multiple buildings or dwellings, and those have since been demolished in the 80s. The property, as you can see, as I mentioned, this is a C2 zone. Right to the east and to the north of us is the R3 zone. It is R3, but they are currently occupied by schools. To the north is the Camden Street Elementary School. The Bard High School is where my cursor is here, along the corner of Bergen and 16th Avenue. Directly to the east of us is a mixed-use building with retail on the first floor and residential above. To the west is multifamily residential. And then to the south, as mentioned earlier as well, is the cinema, which is right here in the C3 zone. I'm going to go. Also, the property is not in a flood zone, and there's no other environmental constraints known. My next exhibit is entitled 5159 16th Avenue, Site Rendering with today's date. It's essentially the site plan that was submitted, colorized, and we did make some minor adjustments per the comments received by the board planner and engineer. So as mentioned earlier, what's being proposed is a 5-story mixed-use building with commercial on the first floor on the eastern portion of the frontage, consisting of the 32 units on the upper four floors. I'm not going to go into too much detail as the architect already did a lot of the testimony as far as what's being proposed on the first floor. But I just want to point that on the western portion of the frontage is a 20-foot driveway that leads into a parking area in the rear. I think Mr. Trafficante had some comments regarding the width of that driveway, that it should be 24 feet to match the aisle of the interior of the building. And I believe we said that there's no issues with that if the board feels strongly on that. I also want to note that, Mr. Trafficante, I know we did talk about this, about New Jersey Transit and the bus stop over here. So I do have an email that I will forward to your office. I did get a hold of New Jersey Transit, and they have no issues with the driveway being added in front of their bus stop because it doesn't interfere with the bus stop. But as you mentioned as well, they just want to make sure that the proposed shade trees does not interfere with the buses coming and going. So we'll work with your office and the arborist to make sure that that's not an issue. We are proposing 14 physical parking spaces inside the building. I do want to note that this is in the C2 zone, and parking is not required as part of the C2 zone, but the applicant is proposing 14 physical parking spaces. The ADA space shown right here is complying with the 8-foot and 8-foot, as Mr. Trafficante had asked earlier. We do have micromobility parking on the northwest corner of that parking area. And then on the east corner, there is a going to be refuse as well for the dumpsters, and there's a trash room located where my cursor is right here. Additionally, the curbing and sidewalk will be placed along the whole frontage. There is a walkway on the eastern side that provides egress both for the parking area, for the residents above, and access to the mechanical room. Additional improvements on the site, but not shown on this plan really, is we do have a stormwater system that has been designed for NJDEP regulations, for the current regulations, as this is a major development, and that consists of piping under the building. We are proposing, as I mentioned earlier, 3 shade trees along the frontage. I believe 4 are required, given the driveway and the site triangle. Again, we'll work with the city arborist to see if we could fit one. If not, the applicant has no issues with providing a contribution in lieu of. In the rear, we are proposing 5 on-site trees, where I believe 4 are required. So we are fully compliant with that as well. We are providing arborvitae on the west side, and we did provide arborvitaes on the east side as well. The thought was that that would provide screening and buffering, but the board planner did have a comment about access to the rear yard. So the applicant has no issue with removing, I believe it was 3 arborvitaes on the right side. The remaining areas will be consisting of lawn area. The fencing shown on the plans didn't specify exactly what it was. It's going to be an ornamental fence, so a black ornamental fence, and that will be as shown on the plans. Additionally, there was comments both from the board engineer and board planner. So if I zoom in right here, there is an encroachment from the neighbor to the east of us. They have a small concrete retaining wall with a chain link fence above it. The intent is not to remove it, as is part of their development over here, and that's going to remain. And obviously, we don't have an easement, but the applicant has no issues with that encroachment staying in place. That chain link fence, again, is existing. It's not permitted by code, but that's not our fence. And we're, again, proposing to have that remain, as that's the owner's fence next door. As far as site lighting, we have wall-mounted lights along the south and east side of the building, and within the parking area, we do have canopy lights. Mr. Trafficante had noted that there was 2 deviations from the city's ordinance regarding lighting, and we'll make those compliant. I think we're off a little bit on the illumination at the front door. It was too much within the right of way, and then at the property line, it was a little too low. So we'll comply with both of those. And I'll wait for Ms. Gruhl to, I think she had some questions about lighting too, and I would think it's about the lighting in the rear. We're not proposing any lighting in the rear yard, as it's not really meant to be utilized, but if the board or if Ms. Gruhl feels strongly, we could provide lighting in the rear yard compliant with the city's ordinance. As far as zoning conformance, I'll go through the variances real quick. So we're asking for a variance for side yard exceedance. So as mentioned earlier, a side yard of 0 feet minimum and 0 feet maximum is permitted on both sides. We're providing 5 feet on either side. The 5 feet on the east provides the egress for the building, and the one on the right provides a buffer as well. And as mentioned earlier, windows for the units above. We are asking for a rear yard setback, which is right here at this corner of the building, which is 5.9 feet. That's the smallest deviation or the biggest deviation from the rear yard setback. A majority of the building is 13 feet off the rear yard. As you can see, that's because of this little jog out in the rear yard. And additionally, if the property to the north of us, the school, if that was zoned commercial, that setback would actually be reduced from 25 feet to 20 feet. And again, as mentioned earlier and shown on the aerial, what's shown back there is actually the parking lot for the school, and those are solar panels that cover the parking lot. So it's very little as far as effect on the neighboring property to the north. As mentioned earlier, we're asking for the relief on building height. 70 feet is permitted for the bulkhead, where 71.95 feet is being proposed. I do want to note that the building itself complies with the maximum height for the zone. The shade trees, 4 are required, where 3 are being proposed. Again, we'll work with both the arborist and NJ Transit to make sure that we can plant the trees, and if we can plant more, we will. If not, we will pay a contribution in lieu of. And lastly was the fencing that I mentioned earlier about the existing fence that's chain link and proposed to remain. Also, I probably skipped over it. Ms. Gruhl also had some comments about parking stall sizes. So the EV parking stalls have to be 9 by 18. We had them over here where they were 8.5 by 18, so we moved them to the other side to be compliant. And then we also made the ADA parking space 9 feet as well. I know the ordinance does allow 8.5 by 18 for parking stall sizes. And ADA allows 8 feet, but Ms. Gruhl had mentioned that we don't comply with the parking stall sizes as that was originally 8 feet. So we made it 9 feet to be compliant with the parking stall sizes. And I believe that concludes my testimony. Just real quick, I'm going through Mr. Traficante's letter. I don't think we had any issues with the comments brought up on his letter. Was there something that he has his hand up? I'm sure he has a comment or two.
I have no further questions for this witness.
Can you please reclaim the screen?
Oh, sure. Sorry.
Madam Chair, if I may, before you call on Mr. Traficante, I just want to make the record clear. Exhibit A2 was an aerial exhibit and Exhibit A3 was a site rendering.
I'm sorry. Yes, there was an A1. Yes, so A2 and A3.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Mr. Traficante.
Yes, ma'am. Do I need to be sworn in again?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Good evening, Mr. Manilio.
Good evening.
Just to clarify, in regard to lighting, I believe it's on page, hold up. Page 6 of the Department of Engineering's report to the Planning Board dated October 27th, 2025. There was a comment regarding deficiencies for not meeting the minimum lighting required within a pedestrian walkway. Minimum required is 0.5 foot candles. Lighting plan showed a minimum across the front of the building next to the southeast corner of 0.4 foot candles and a minimum next to the southwest corner of 0.0 foot candles. Can you revise the lighting plan to comply with the minimum required by the city ordinance?
Yes, Mr. Traficante.
As well as a minimum required at the property lines, a maximum allowed at the property lines, maximum allowed at the property lines.
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay. As well as maximum permitted in pedestrian walkway.
That's correct.
All right. And just to be clear and to clarify, your site distance triangle, you show it within the public right of way. I think it's got to be from the stop bar or stop sign. If it is, you're probably going to get another proposed shade tree in the site distance triangle looking to the left.
We'll review that with your office. I believe it's measured from the travel way, but we'll
supposed to be from the stop bar and the stop sign where cars are supposed to stop without blocking pedestrian traffic. That's the concern. All right. All right. Otherwise, and I know you did say, otherwise, you can comply with all the other comments in the Department of Engineers report to the Planning Board dated October 27, 2025.
That is correct, sir.
All right. No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Traficante. And Ms. Gruhl.
Yes, thank you, Vice Chair. I just want to clarify that you will, and you went through a lot of it, but I just want to make sure there's some other comments, but you will comply with our comments in our memo dated October 22nd.
That is correct, Ms. Gruhl.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Vice Chair.
All right. Mr. Rubin, does that complete your professional testimony? You had a third professional? No. You muted.
I have Mr. Ricky, a professional planner.
Okay.
He should be joining now.
I see him. Good evening, Mr. Ricky.
Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Rich. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give this board shall be truthful?
I do.
Thank you. Please state your name and affiliation to this application.
It's Paul Ricky, R-I-C-C-I. I'm the project planner for the application.
Mr. Ricky, could you give the board the benefit of your educational professional background?
Yes, I'm a licensed professional planner in the state of New Jersey. I've been licensed since the year 2000. Also a member of the American Institute of Certified Planners since 1999. I'm currently a planning consultant in 6 towns. I've testified throughout the state in upwards of 250 municipalities. I've testified in the city a number of times over the years, and I've held office space on Bleecker Street in the past as well.
Your license is current.
It is.
I ask that you be recognized as a licensed professional planner.
Yes, you are recognized, Mr. Ricky. Proceed with your testimony, please.
Thank you. I will share an exhibit. I'll be brief with my exhibit if I may share the screen.
This will be A4. It's a 3-page PowerPoint.
One second, I got the wrong one here. Can everyone see my exhibit?
Yep.
Yes, we can.
This is entitled. It's entitled Exhibit 1, Aerial Zoning and Land Use. It's an aerial, and then I have 2 pages of photographs that were taken by myself on October 31st. Given Mr. Manilio's testimony, I'll be very brief with Exhibit 1. The subject property is outlined in orange. We've talked about this, located at 16th Street near Fairmont Avenue, and I label the surrounding land uses. I wanted to place the Camden Elementary School at the rear of the property with the aerial and with following photographs so you can see the relationship at the rear of the property. I think the board is aware of the high school, the movie theater, which I believe Shaquille O'Neal is a part owner in. And then we have, so it's a mixed area. We have residential to the west, residential to the west, so immediately to the subject property, and then followed by a mix of community facilities and commercial land uses as well. And then picture of the subject property. It's a vacant site. I looked at aerial photography as part of my review. It showed that the site started showing vacancy around 1987. It's a number of lots, and it was fully vacant by 1995. So the site has remained idle for a number of years. And when I discussed the side yard setback variances in picture number 2, you can see the building that's to the east, looking in the easterly direction, has windows on the side. So if any development right to that property line would completely cover those windows and in my opinion, create a detriment to that building and how it's being used today. And then the same is true looking to the west, where there's also windows as part of that building as well. Picture number 4, this is taken from Camden Street. That's between the Bard School and the mixed-use building that adjoins the subject property. Here I'm looking west, and you can see those solar canopies, some tall fencing that exists there, and there's parking underneath those solar canopies. And then just a few pictures of the area. Picture number 5 shows the rear end of the movie theater with some decorative fencing that we're going to match or the same type of fencing. Then existing residential looking to the north, from the street looking to the left of our subject property. Picture number 7 shows the mixed-use building looking to the I'm looking north now, but to the right of the subject property. And then we just put in a picture of the Bard School. In my review of this application here, we do have an existing oversized piece of land, a piece of land that has remained vacant for a number of years. I saw this as an opportunity to construct a new mixed-use building with ground floor commercial space, amenity space, and off-street parking on the ground floor. This does provide an opportunity to provide new high-quality housing to the area. And when the applicant provides 7 affordable units here, they're delivering affordable housing set aside of 21.8%, which exceeds the ordinance requirement of 20%. As a planner, I'm aware of the fact that affordable housing is likely the most needed land use in the state of New Jersey, which includes the city of Newark. And here it's clearly providing a new viable land use on a site that's remained dormant for 30 years is an excellent opportunity for the neighborhood and the city overall. I'll be brief, but I wanted to mention your master plans, your 2012 master plan. I noticed when I searched the word affordable housing, it came up in 37 different locations. And part of the vision back then was Newark preserves its existing stock of housing and builds new housing that is affordable to low-income households, including seniors and people with disabilities. And it goes on to say, in the percentage of households in Newark that spend 50% more of their income on housing is greatly reduced as part of that vision, because at that time it recognized that 54% of the rental housing spent more than half of their income on housing, and that's an elevated number, as the state would define affordability between of your gross income. You should not be spending more than 30 to 33% on housing. The 2022 master plan also established a number of goals. Add 3,000 new homes across all 5 wards by 2026, 8,000 homes by 2032. Fund the creation or preservation of 6,600 affordable homes by 2026, prioritizing affordability at or below 30% AMI. Convey all city-controlled vacant properties by 2026. Support 1,500 new and 200 existing low and moderate income household owners by 2026. And finally, support 10,000 vulnerable or unsheltered households annually by 2026. So it's clearly an issue it's important for the city in its long-range planning documents. And I'll be quick again. In 2021, Rutgers also, you probably heard of the climb study, board at many times, that provided an assessment and gap analysis of Newark's affordable rental housing stock, and it had findings that indicated that the city needs to build a substantial amount of affordable housing. At that time, it said 16,234 low rent units, and it goes on and on. So the point is that this is an application that is providing housing to help address this need. And finally, this project, it provides a fair amount of market rate housing as well. And New Jersey Future, which is a think tank in New Jersey that provides demographic analysis, found that New Jersey is one of the most needed states overall in terms of all ranges of housing. And it said in North New Jersey as well, it's the most difficult place for individuals to find any type of apartment in the country. So again, there's a need not just for affordable housing, but market rate housing for individuals as well. When I did look at the development overall, while we are seeking variances, I found it to be largely conforming to the zone plan overall. Here we had a site that's 3.5 times greater than the minimum lot size. The main building height is conforming, while we're seeking that small deviation from the parapet and the extension above that. The front yard conforms. What I find most important here is that our building coverage, the amount of square footage of building, and lot coverage is also conforming. And in terms of the lot area per dwelling unit, in terms of area that you need for each residential unit, we're close to half of what's permissible. So that tells me as a planner that the density here is well under what's anticipated in this area of the city as well. And again, we are providing 14 parking spaces where none are required. And we are providing, since no parking is required, technically from the state standard, EV parking is not required, and we're providing that as well. So the applicant is, in my opinion, I'm not saying going up above and beyond, but has designed an attractive development here. Interestingly, I did look at your affordable housing ordinance, and what it does say in there, and it says it in section 4121(2)C. It says relaxation of zoning standards, and it says, in all cases, the city's approving land use board shall consider the granting of variance and waivers, including not limited to reduced setbacks, reduced coverage, increased floor area, increased building heights, and or additional storage so as to accommodate the increased number of units and to reasonably result in an opportunity to provide affordable housing. So again, we're asking the board, which I'll touch upon in a second, to consider some of those variances as part of this application. In terms of the side yard setback, you heard from Mr. Manilio, we're seeking to increase the side yard setback from 0 feet, which is required. It's the minimum and the maximum of 0 feet. Here, we're looking for that variance to be granted. We think it results in a better zoning alternative because it would allow a light into our building. It allows us to be a good neighbor to the adjoining buildings so that we don't block their windows. It also allows us to have secondary ingress, egress into the building from multiple doors. And it also allows us to have access to the rear yard area. So again, we think this is a better zoning alternative. Regarding the rear yard setback, we're proposing a setback as close as 5.9 feet. That's associated with an irregular portion of the lot. The setback is largely 13.1 feet along that rear lot line, where your zoning anticipates 25 feet when we join a residential district and 20 feet when we would adjoin a similar commercial district. And as I stated previously, given the context of this area where we're looking to increase the side yard setbacks, alternatively, we're looking to reduce the rear yard setbacks to pick up some of that additional building area that we lost, while still not exceeding the building coverage or impervious coverage on this lot. So again, we think this represents a better zoning alternative, particularly when the fact that we are joining car canopies in a parking lot, so we would not negatively impact light, air, and open space to the adjoining lot to the north. Regarding the building height, I'll be very brief here. We're seeking a 1.66 feet increase in building height associated with an elevator shaft on the interior or the upper portion of the building. That portion of the building is inset from the roof line. It's a very small area, and it would not be visible from the street because it's in a central portion of the building. As a planner, I find that variance to be a de minimis type variance that will not result in a substantial detriment to the public good or zone plan. And finally, regarding the building facade, you heard from our site architect. In this context, he's revised the plans. We're very close to conforming to the ordinance requirements, and we are asking for those deviations because the project as a whole, I believe, supports many purposes of zoning and does result in substantial betterment to this area. Again, we're slightly under the front and slightly under the side yard transparency requirements. The applicant has provided a four-sided building with four-sided architecture, finished architecture with high-quality hardy board materials. So the design of the project will be attractive in this area, the city as well. So for all the reasons I mentioned, this application meets several purposes of the municipal land use law. Advancement of the master plan promotes the general welfare, which is purpose A. We also are providing a needed source of housing, which meets purpose G of the municipal land use law. Provide needs of a variety of various individuals in housing in the state of New Jersey. And I'm speaking a little quickly, I apologize. But regarding the negative criteria, these variances can be granted without a substantial detriment to the public good, or without a substantial impairment of your zone plan. I've already indicated that we're largely meeting the core requirements of your zone plan. And the applicant has looked at this application at the site itself and tried to design a site that fits best in the context of this area. Again, increasing our side yard setbacks to be a better neighbor, reducing the rear yard setback as a result of that. And here, I believe it's clear that what we're doing will be a benefit rather than a detriment in that context. Again, we're providing the affordable housing that's required. And for all these reasons, this application will result in sound land use planning, will not result in either a substantial impairment to your zone plan or the public good as well.
Thank you, Mr. Ricky. Can you please relinquish the screen?
Yes.
Commissioners, do any of you have questions for Mr. Rick? Wait, come on, Madam.
Just want to make sure the record is clear. So the exhibit that the planner presented is Exhibit A4, and it's consisting of 3 sheets, one being the aerial exhibit, and then 2 sheets of photos taken of the existing site.
Correct.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, Commissioner Baez, I see your hand.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to, Mr. Ritchie, I like your presentation and everything sounds very beautiful, but did not hear you talking about 3-bedroom apartment there. And I like to say, Madam Chair, that before we present any motion in this development, I like to know if because we already discussed about that. We already talked about it, but I want to make sure that they're going to add a 3-bedroom apartment to this project, and I'd like to know how many.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, sir. My understanding is that the applicant has agreed to provide 3-bedroom apartments. If we were applying, I'll defer to your planner, UHAC regulations, we need to provide at least 20% of the affordable units as 3-bedroom units. In this context, that would be 2 3-bedroom units.
2 3-bedroom units. Still low, but better than nothing. But in all this apartment, I expecting at least 7 to 5 or 10, because this side right there is a lot of big family, and they're all over the city, sir. So I would love to see more. If that's all you can do, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner Baez. That was a very thoughtful question.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, any other commissioners have questions? All right, so Mr. Trafficante.
Yes, ma'am. I just realized I should have asked when Mr. Manilio was giving his testimony. It's a small request, but as a condition of approval, would the applicant be willing to provide PVC, Schedule 40 PVC sleeves on all signposts, either new or proposed, installed in the public right-of-way? This way, if they ever get hit by a truck or a car, a snowplow, or damaged, Division of Traffic and Signals can remove the old signpost without jackhammering up the sidewalk. Is that something the applicant will be willing to agree to?
I think that's a reasonable request.
Yeah,
No problem.
it's minimal. All right.
I think you lost your chance, Mr. Trafficante. You had questions, but
yeah,
we'll give it to you.
I know. I just thought better late than never. All right.
Problem.
Thank you.
You got it.
No further questions.
Thank you. So PVC signposts in the right of way, is that what you're saying?
I think so, yes.
All right. Mr. Rubin, this completes your presentation. All right, no questions from other commissioners, members of the public. If you have any questions with regards to this application, please press *9 or raise your hand. You'll have 3 minutes.
Being none at this time, Madam Chair.
All right. Given that we don't have any additional questions from commissioners nor questions from the public, we need someone to present a motion with regards to this application.
I'd like to present the motion, Madam Chair, with other conditions.
With the conditions. All right. We need a second for this application, please.
Second.
All right. So the motion is presented by Commissioner Baez and seconded by Commissioner Austin. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Commissioner De Silva?
Yes.
Commissioner Baez?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott Roundtree?
Yes.
Commissioner Austin?
Yes.
Madam Chair?
Yes, your application has been approved. Thank you so very much.
Madam Chair, before we go, okay.
I see, Mr. Scipio.
I want to thank everyone For this evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, we appreciate your time and consideration. Have a good evening.
Good night.
You as
Have a
well.
good one. All right, so we want to circle back to the adjournment that was requested, CPB 24-13. And yes, Mr. Scipio is on board. Mr. Scipio.
Good evening, Madam Vice Chair and members of the board. Thank you for this accommodation. I appreciate it. I did have a technical issue a little earlier, so I appreciate your consideration. And I would like to request an adjournment of this application. I am the applicant's attorney in order for us to make sure that we comply with all of the comments that we can comply with from the board's professionals and the city professionals as well. We'd like to request an adjournment until the February 9th, 2026 board meeting.
Madam Secretary, is that feasible?
And I wanted to also state, pardon me, Madam Chair, that we did notice all of the 200-yard neighbors of the property for this evening, and we also published our newspaper ad for this evening's meeting as well.
So you would like to preserve your notice?
I would like to preserve our notice, Madam Secretary.
All right. Okay, so preserving your notice, we're looking at February 9th.
Yes, Madam Chair.
2026. All right. Mr. Scipio, do you have a means of communicating to the neighbors within the 200 yards, the change of the date, even if, with your notice being preserved?
Absolutely, Madam Chair. We would happily inform those neighbors that our application has been postponed.
Okay.
Adjourned.
All right. So thank you, and we'll see you in February, some of us.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Chair. And again, thank you, board members, for the accommodation.
All right. Have a good one.
Have a good evening.
Okay. So we've gone through the agenda. Congratulations, everyone. Next, we're at memorialization of the minutes. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes of the October 20th meeting, which were emailed to us?
I did.
All right. Any additions, omissions, corrections to the minutes?
Not recognizing them.
All right. So all in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We're going to turn the floor over to you, Mr. Beck, for memorialization of your resolutions.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have 4 from the October 20th meeting, and they are as follows. CPB 22-111, that was an extension, 102-104 4th Street. CPB 25-62, 516-518 Hawthorne Avenue. CPB 25-57, that's 86.5-88 Garside Street. And lastly, CPB 25-25, 983-989 South Orange Avenue. All those commissioners that voted affirmatively are permitted to memorialize same. Anybody has any objections to memorializing, please put it on the record now. Otherwise, it'll be memorials. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all. The next meeting will be November 17th, 2025. Thank you all. And thank you so very much, Madam Secretary, for your professional services, for your diligence, for your beauty, for your humor, for just being so flexible. I greatly appreciate you and certainly wish you all of the best in this promotion and all of the promotions to come. Don't forget us.
Never.
Please don't.
Never.
I'd like to know when this
so are we conclude? Can we conclude and then I can stop?
yes, just conclude the recording.
Okay.
Please.
Motion to
Recording stopped.